In this week's live lesson, we're going to talk about money. Today we're going to focus on some key verbs you can use to talk about money in your daily life, to talk about personal finance, like for the future, saving for the future, and we're also going to talk about some key words for the bank. So today I hope that you are able to find some key words that will help you talk about your goals for the year and that will help you as you progress in those goals this year too. So as you join, please make sure to hit the like button and of course share this video so that other people can find today's lesson. That would be super cool. While we wait for everyone to join us live, I will come to the comments in just a moment. I want to point out this banner at the bottom of the screen that says get 45% off. Oh my gosh. You can find at EnglishClass101.com right now this 45% off discount. This is a great time to start studying with us. You can find all of these details if you click the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. So you can get this deal at EnglishClass101.com this week, so check that out. I will remind you again later. Okay. It looks like everything is rolling. Hello, YouTube chat. Hi, Alexandra and Mino, Jacob, someone, I can't read your name. Hi, Bekir. Hi, you sent some emoji. Jakir, hi from India. What's up? Facebook, I think maybe is loading. I don't see the Facebook comments yet, but it's going to come up in just a second. Hello, Facebook. I acknowledge that you exist there. Hi, Gators. Hi. Welcome, everybody. So today we're going to talk about how to talk about money. This is a fun one and super, super important, right? I know it's very important for everybody. So let's get into our first group of verbs. I want to start today with just basic money verbs to review, and then we'll continue on to some more advanced level verbs, okay? Let's begin. Maybe the most important, to save money. To save money means to get money and keep it, to have, for example, a savings account. So money that you keep and you do not use for anything else. So for example, in a sentence, we could say, I save money every month. I save money every month, okay? So to save money is, of course, very important. I hope everybody can save a little. Let's go to the next one. The opposite, maybe, of save is to spend money. To spend your money means to use it, to use the money, to use it for everyday life things, to use it for a vacation, to use it for something for your health, whatever. To spend money means to use that money. So in a sentence, we spent too much money last month. Here it is in the past tense. We spent too much money last month. So that means we used too much money. We used more money than we should have, okay? Okay, let's go to the third basic verb. The third is actually a pair. So I have put to loan and to lend money. To loan money and to lend money. These verbs mean to give someone money and expect to receive the money back later, okay? So you might loan money to your friend, or you might ask a bank for a loan to you, right? So this is borrowing money from someone else. I know that these two are sometimes difficult to use with the next verb, to borrow, okay? So let's take a look at these two words and talk about the differences between them, yeah? So first, to loan or to lend, which means to give someone money and expect to get it back, we can use in a sentence like this. The bank loaned us money for our house. The bank loaned us money for our house. Here is loaned. In this case, it's the past tense, right? And we know who received the money with this word right here. The bank loaned us money. So this sentence shows us that the bank was the person or the entity, the organization that gave the money, and who received it? Us, okay? This is a key point, a key difference between borrow and lend, okay? We could use lend here as well. The difference between loan and lend is that loan tends to sound more like a bank situation or a business situation, a polite situation, high level. Lend sounds more like an everyday thing. like when you give your friend some money, yeah? So let's look at the second of this group, okay? So, to borrow. This one means to receive money or to receive something from someone else, and you plan to give it back, okay? So, for example, hey, can I borrow $10 for lunch today? Hey, can I borrow $10 for lunch today? Okay, let's break this down. Here is our verb, to borrow, right? Hey, can I borrow? So this is me asking, right? I receive the money, right? I receive the money. Please note, this is the opposite of loan and lend, right? Here, the subject gives the money, right? With borrow, however, the subject receives the money. Can I borrow $10 for lunch today? This means, can I borrow $10 for lunch today from you, right? So please note, these patterns are kind of like the opposite, right? So borrow, subject receives the money. Lend, the subject gives the money, right? Okay, I'll take a look at the comments then. I'll check and see if you have some examples. Jonathan wrote, I used to spend a lot of money, but now I save it for my future by investing. Nice, we're going to talk about the verb invest soon. Patrick wrote, the banks don't loan money to everyone. We're going to talk about loan as well later, okay? They're very difficult to approve customers to give the money. So it's very difficult to get approval from the bank. That's how we would say it. It's very difficult to get approval from the bank, okay? All right, good. I don't see any other comments related to today's topic. So let's get into part 2 and 3, which is a little bit more advanced level for today, okay? Let's take a super quick break. If you missed it, ta-da! The team has a 45% off deal right now at EnglishClass101.com. Yay! So check the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook, and you can find all of the details. You can find the different plans, the different resources you will get. So if you want to study with more of my videos, if you want to study with lots of different tools like flashcards that remember what you know, and if you want to get your own teacher, you can find all of that here. So check the link below or above the video. Now is a super great time to start. Check it out. Okay, good. Let's continue to the next one. Excuse me. Minnow wrote, I won't borrow money. Okay, good. I won't borrow money. All right. So let's continue to part 2. In part 2, we're going to talk about personal finance verbs. So personal finance, this word finance relates to money. So finance is like the industry of money. So for example, maybe you've heard about the finance world, right? Or my cousin works in finance. My cousin works in finance, for example, right? So this means their job, or this relates to money. So it's the topics about money. For example, banks are part of finance, and of course our money, our income, and taxes, all of these things relate to finance, yeah? So today we're going to talk about some personal finance verbs, right? These are very important too. So let's go. First one, to make a budget. To make a budget, or you might also hear just to budget, to budget. So to make a budget or to budget means to create a plan for your money. We talked about saving and spending money in part 1. To make a budget means to decide how much money to spend and how much money to save each month, usually. So when you decide, okay, this month I'll spend $200 on groceries, or I will save $50 this week, right? That's your plan. That is called your budget as a noun. As a verb, we say to budget or to make a budget. Here's an example sentence. I think you should make a budget. I think you should make a budget. That means I think you should make a plan for how to use your money. Very important. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Someone used this word earlier. Very nice. The next one, excuse me. The next one is to invest. To invest, another very important part. So We talked about this one, to save, in part 1. To invest your money means to use your money, for example, to buy, for example, like a stock in a company. For example, maybe your favorite company, like Apple or Google or Nike or something like that. You buy a small part of that company, or you buy, for example, an index fund, a mutual fund. Maybe you know some of those words. So those are parts of companies, and you put your money into those and hope, of course, hope it goes up. Sometimes it goes up and then down and up and down. There are many different ways to invest these days. So I know for some people are really interested in crypto. That's another popular way to invest these days. There's the stock market, ways to invest. There are many different ways to invest your money in different countries. So to invest means to keep your money in a special account that you hope will go up and down as the company performance or as the market performance goes up and down. Okay, let's continue. Oh, to my example sentence, sorry. We invest a little money each month. We invest a little money each month. So here is the key verb in the sentence. We invest a little money each month. Someone put this in the chat earlier, I think. Okay, let's continue to the next one. The next expression, another super, super important one, is to save for retirement. To save for retirement. Retirement is the time when you stop working. So depending on your country, maybe it's a little different. Usually it's around 65 years old, maybe 62, 65, maybe older, 70, I don't know. It depends on your country and your company. But to save for retirement means to save money, yes, and to use usually a special savings account to keep your money to use only after you stop working. So retirement is the period after you finish working, and that's the time when you use your special savings account. So to save for retirement. Here's the example. It's a good idea to save for retirement early. It's a good idea to save for retirement early. So here is our key verb, save for retirement. We love to save for retirement because of something called compound interest. So I'm not going to talk about, excuse me, those kinds of finance terms today, but a very important part of saving early is something called, in English, compound interest, which means that your money grows with the bank. Your money grows, of course, as it stays there, but as you put more and more money into it, it grows faster and faster. In English, that's called compound interest. Well, Tutor wrote, how do I get money if I stop working? You should go to a finance YouTube channel for more of that information, yeah? So we're only talking about the vocabulary words today. Okay, let's go to the last one. To build an emergency fund. To build an emergency fund. So this word, fund, this means like, for example, an account, excuse me, an account or a certain pile of money, something that you have only for emergencies. So you don't touch this money. Again, you save this money and you keep it, excuse me, you keep it someplace to use only for emergency. So many places recommend, for example, 3 months of your daily expenses or 6 months of your expenses in your emergency fund, or you might have it called an emergency account. Yeah? So let's look at our example. The example, make sure to build an emergency fund ASAP. So here we have to build an emergency fund ASAP. So that means put the money into the account ASAP. This means as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Okay? All right, good. So those are our personal finance verbs plus a couple of other related words. Let's take one more quick break and then we'll continue to bank verbs. We're going to talk about some vocabulary words that are commonly used at the bank and when you are doing transactions, when you are doing actions at the bank. Okay? If you missed it, I will tell you again about this banner at the bottom of the screen. It says get 45% off. If you want to start studying at EnglishClass101.com, now is an amazing time to do that. You can find all of the details from the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, or above the video if you're watching on Facebook. You can find all of the different plans and find the one that is the best for you. So if you want to find more of my video lessons, if you want audio lessons, if you want tools to help you understand all of the different parts of the lessons too, if you want a teacher to talk to, you can find all of that here at EnglishClass101.com. So check it out. Okay, let's continue to the last part. Also, if you haven't, please make sure hit the like button and share this video because it helps other people find the lesson. Okay, I see some comments. Jonathan wrote, making a budget ain't easy. So maybe that's how you speak. I would say making a budget isn't easy. Oh, okay, you deleted it, fine, okay. We'll cancel that one. Antonio wrote, I save 10% of my salary every month. Wow, that's nice. That's a great amount to save. Nice one. Minnow wrote, I make a budget for the next trip. So maybe that will be a future tense, like I will make a budget for my next trip, or I'm going to make a budget for my next trip. Or if you finished it, I made a budget for the next trip. Okay. Well, Tudor wrote, I can't save money because I always use it, right? It's difficult to save, right? It's very difficult to save. Okay, nice ones. Facebook, hello, everyone on Facebook that is saying hello. Let's continue. Number 3. Bank verbs. So these are keywords we use when we go to the bank. The first one is to deposit. To deposit. This means to put money in your bank account. So to deposit your money. So if you receive cash, that's physical money, you can take it to the bank and deposit it. But many people don't see cash, for example, from your job. Maybe you have what's called direct deposit from your employer. So the company you work for automatically puts the money into your account every month, digitally, right? This is called direct deposit, direct deposit. So to deposit nowadays, we don't have to do so much, but sometimes it's important. So when we put money in the account, we call that a deposit as a noun and to deposit as a verb, okay? Here's our example. He deposited his paycheck at the bank. He deposited his paycheck at the bank. Here is our verb in past tense. He deposited. This paycheck, this means your payment for your work. So if you get paid in cash, you might do this. You take your money to the bank and put it in your account. He deposited his paycheck. Paycheck. That's still the word we use. Okay. Let's see. Next one. Let's see. I don't see any other questions right now. Next one is the opposite. To withdraw. To withdraw. To withdraw means to take money out of your account. So this can mean cash. You go to the bank and you take cash out of your account. Or it can mean you withdraw money and put it in a different account. Maybe you have something like PayPal or Wise or Revolut or a different system in your country, and you take money out of your account and put it in a different account. We can express that with to withdraw, to take money out. Or you might also hear to transfer money from one account to another. But the base verb here today is to withdraw, to withdraw. So here it is in the past tense. She withdrew $100 from the ATM. She withdrew $100 from the ATM. This is the past tense of withdraw. Notice E, this changes to E. So withdraw becomes withdrew in past tense. And here, ATM. ATM. This is the cash machine. You can get the physical bills and coins. An ATM is maybe outside the bank or maybe in a shopping center, for example. That's the cash machine that you can use. Okay. All right. Salman wrote, I was planning to buy, watch out, B-U-Y, buy a new car, but the budget was not enough. So, but I didn't budget correctly, maybe. So, do you mean you didn't have enough money? Or, yeah, maybe you could say, I was planning to buy a new car, but I didn't budget enough, maybe. So, a little bit of a change there, okay? Natalie wrote, I make a continuous time deposit at bank for every 3 months. So, I make maybe a a regular time deposit at a bank every 3 months? Maybe, does that mean that every 3 months, one time in 3 months, you put money in the bank? You could say for that, I make a regular time deposit at a bank once every 3 months. I'm not sure if that's correct in your case. Let's see, Jonathan wrote, my parents opened an account to apply for a loan, yet they couldn't withdraw the deposited money. Oh, that's interesting. Couldn't withdraw the deposited money, maybe because they used it for the loan? Maybe that's why they can't withdraw it, right? Okay, yeah, Will writes, the admin fees at the bank are very expensive. Yes, admin fees and transfer fees and so on. Depending on your bank, a transfer fee, like an international transfer fee especially these days, is very expensive, right? So admin fees and transfer fees and stuff are also important to think about. Let's see, Fever wrote, I want to withdraw cryptos of Binance to my personal wallet. So I want to withdraw crypto, like cryptocurrency, from Binance to my personal wallet. So in the case of crypto, you can say from like your platform to your personal wallet to describe that in the case of crypto. Okay, let's talk about the next one. The next one is to open an account. To open an account. This means to start a bank account. So this can be used for a savings account, a checking account, an investment account. We can use this for all different types of accounts at banks and at investment firms. To open an account means to start a new bank account. So, I'd like to open an account, please. I'd like to open an account, please. So, here it is in our example sentence, to open an account. Amal wrote, what does admin fees mean? So admin is the short word for administration or administrative. Admin means all of the office work fees. So for example, when you make a transfer at the bank or when you do something at the bank and someone at the bank has to work to do that, you pay a fee for that person's work. That's an admin fee. I hope I explained that okay. Krulong wrote, can we use the words pay money or pay cash, pay bills or not? It depends on what you're saying. If you want to pay with physical money, you don't want to use a card. If you go shopping and you say, I want to pay in cash or I want to pay with cash, you can do that. We always use money pretty much when we pay for things, maybe crypto, I guess. We can say pay bills too. So again, we need some more context for that. Like we need a little more information for all of those. Okay, let's continue. Last one then. Am I okay on time? Oh my gosh, amazing, I am. Okay, great. Okay, let's take a look at our last example. Someone mentioned this earlier and we talked about it earlier too. The last one, to apply for a loan. To apply for a loan. This means to go to the bank and ask to borrow money from the bank, right? Remember, in part one, we talked about to loan and to borrow, right? The difference here is in the sentence pattern, right? When we use to loan, the person or the organization that gives the money is the subject, yeah? So here is another example we looked at earlier. The bank, can you see? The bank loaned us money for our house. The bank loaned us money for our house. Here, same thing. We are applying. So to apply for a loan means to write the paperwork, to answer all the bank questions, and ask with the paperwork, please give me money, right? To apply for a loan. So here's our example. In past tense, we applied for a loan for our business. We applied for a loan for our business. So a couple points here. Note, we use for in this expression, to apply for a loan, and you can see here, for. This shows the purpose of the loan, right? The purpose of the loan is a business loan. So we also see the same for in part one, our example here, for our house as well. So we show the purpose of the loan by using the preposition for, okay? Let's see, other points. Mino, oh, I saw Mino's comment. I withdraw my salary once in a month. So just say once a month. I withdraw my salary once a month. So that means you take out all of your salary, everything, one time a month. That's what that means, okay? let's see. I don't see any other questions right now. I answered that one earlier. Okay. All right. I think that's it. Let's see. Patrick wrote, digital banks are more, so maybe let's rephrase that. So we don't need more and faster together, right? Just faster. So digital banks maybe are easier to open an account with nowadays, right? So, or it's faster to open a digital bank account these days. Okay? All right, nice one. I'm on time. Amazing. So these are some money-related verbs. Today we talked about quite a few that are very, very common. If you read the news about finance, you will see these words a lot. So if you are interested in finance, the stock market, in banking, and so on, these are really good words to start with. I definitely recommend them. And of course, there are many other words we use to talk in more advanced ways about how we keep and spend and borrow and loan money as well. If I have a recommendation, I say today, practice this point. Borrow and lend, these two are commonly confused, right? So please remember the subject gives the money with loan and lend. And here the subject receives the money with borrow. This is a very good one to practice. Okay, I will move. If you want to take a screenshot, now is your chance. Ta-da! Check it out. Very nice. Okay, good. All right, so that is it for today's lesson. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Next week, I will, of course, be back. Next week, what lesson do I have planned for next week? Let me check very quickly. Next week, I'm going to talk about, yes, how to use study tools to boost your learning in 2025. That will be next week's topic. So, if you joined me in the first 2 live streams of this year, we talked a lot about goals, right? Choosing your study goal, making a plan for yourself. So in next week's live stream, we're going to talk a bit about how to put it all together, right? How to use the tools and make sure that your learning goes up this year. So please join me next week for that topic. Okay? All right. Thank you to everybody who joined me live today. Also, don't forget, if you can, go after this live and check out the 45% off deal at EnglishClass101.com. This is the link below the video if you're watching on YouTube, and above the video on Facebook. Now is a great time to start studying with us. You can get more of my lessons, lots and lots of study tools, and even a teacher to help you. So this is a great, great deal. You can find all of the different details on this page. So make sure you check that out now that the live stream has ended for today. Okay, that is it for me. So thank you so much to everybody who joined me live today. That was super, super cool. Thank you very much for joining. As always, next week's live stream will be at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is New York City time. If you don't know your local time, you can Google it, or you can set a notification on YouTube or on Facebook so you get a pop-up when we start this live stream so you don't miss it. Okay, so thanks very much to everybody who joined me live this week. Have a great day, have a great week, have a great weekend, and I will see you again next time. Bye.